Hey everyone! Welcome back to my channel. If you like my videos, please like and subscribe. Today we're going to be learning about linear transformations, specifically horizontal and vertical translations. Let's get started. So basically, a transformation is whenever a function is altered from its parent function. So this could be in equation form or in a graphical format. So let's first start with how a graphical format transformation would look like. So let's say we have the graph of a linear parent function here. A transformed graph of something like this could look like, so this graph would be a transformed graph, because as you can see, it's still a linear function, but it doesn't resemble the exact parent function, rather it's a variation of it. In equations, there is something similar. So over here we have the linear parent function. A transformed equation of this would look something like this. So this equation would be a transformation of the parent function because as you can see, this is still linear. But it just has a few variations added onto it, like a 2 at the end and a 3 with the x value. So now that we've kind of looked at what transformations are, let's move on and look at what translations are. So translations are basically a type of transformation. So in a vertical sense, translations move the function up or down. In a horizontal sense, translations move the function left or right. Now that we've understood what translations are and what they do, let's move on to the next page to explore these in a little more depth. So now we're on the practice problems. Problem 1 says fill out the table. So at the top, it gives us an equation. These are the equations for transformations on a function. K of x is the newly transformed function from f of x. A is a transformation, B is a transformation, C is a transformation, and D is a transformation. So horizontal translations are represented by the variable C, and vertical translations are represented by the variable D. As for A and B, we're going to talk about that in my next video. So now that we've looked at the format of the equation, let's move on to problem number 2 to work out some practice problems together. Problem 2 says, if f of x is equal to x minus 2, then write the new equation k of x after applying the given transformations. So basically what this one is saying, it gives us an equation that it wants us to use as the parent function of the transformations. So we know that the parent function isn't really f of x is equal to x minus 2. But for this problem, it wants us to use it as the parent function anyway. So the original function will be f of x is equal to x minus 2, and then the new function will be k of x is equal to whatever. So for our first one, it says f of x plus 3. So if we look here, we can tell that this is a vertical translation because the plus 3 is outside of the parentheses next to the x. So we can tell that this is a vertical translation. And since it says plus 3, we know that it is moving the entire function up 3 units. So the way we're going to write a new equation is we're going to set k of x equal to what they have given us, or f of x plus 3. Now that we have this, remember f of x is equal to x minus 2. So we're going to replace f of x in this equation with x minus 2. So k of x is equal to x minus 2 plus 3. And that can also be written as x minus 2 plus 3 without the parentheses. Now all we have to do is combine like terms, which is going to leave us with k of x is equal to x plus 1. And so this is our transformed equation. That's all there is to it. Moving on to the next one. We see they gave us f of x plus 4 with x plus 4 inside the parentheses. What this over here tells us is that this is a horizontal translation, since it's inside of the parentheses. So at first, you may think that this is a horizontal translation that is shifting the entire function to the right 4, but this is actually not the case. This actually shifts the entire thing to the left 4 units, because if you look at our equation right here, it says x minus c right here, instead of saying x plus c. So if c was 4, then our equation should have written x minus 4. But if c is negative 4, and we plug that into x minus c, then we would get x plus 4. So thus we can conclude that c is negative 4 and that it's being shifted entirely to the left. So basically, whenever you see something like this, you're always going to want to flip the symbol to see which direction is it going with. So if you ever see a plus, you know that it's moving to the left 4. And if you ever see a minus, then you know it's moving to the right 4. So let's start solving this. Like we set k of x equal to f of x plus 4. Now over here, we can't replace the entire f of x plus 4 with just x minus 2. So what we're going to do, since everything is inside the parentheses, where we see x right here, we're just going to replace that x with x minus 2. So that's going to end up giving us k of x is equal to x, which we said we would replace with x minus 2, plus 4. So now that we have this, we just combine like terms, and we end up with k of x is equal to x plus 2. And that is our final answer. So this one was a little confusing because of the x inside of the parentheses with the plus 4. So I just want you guys to really understand, whenever you have something like k of x is equal to f of x plus 3, really all we're doing is replacing this x inside of the parentheses with whatever the value of the original equation was. So even if you have something like f of x plus 3 instead, we just want to replace this x inside of the parentheses with the value of the original equation. So in our case, it was x minus 2 the entire time. So our last one for this one, we see that it's f of x minus 2 with the minus 2 outside of the parentheses. So this tells us it's a vertical translation because it's outside of the parentheses, and that it shifts down 2 units because of the negative 2. So to solve this, we're going to do what we did the first 2 times. Set k of x equal to f of x minus 2. And so k of x is equal to x minus 2 minus 2. And then we combine like terms and we get k of x is equal to x minus 4. And that is our final answer. Now, let's move on to problem number 3. So problem 3 says, given the parent function f of x equals x, write an equation for the desired transformations. So this time our original function is the linear parent function f of x is equal to x. So for our first one, it wants us to translate the parent function f of x is equal to x up 4 units. So remember, our transformed equation is going to be k of x is equal to x, and then since we want to translate it up 4, we're just going to add 4 to the end of it. And so this x, k of x, is equal to x plus 4 would be the transformed function. And yeah, that's it for this one. So for this one, it says we want a horizontal translation right 7 and a vertical translation down 5. So we're going to start with our k of x, which is going to be equal to, and then they want a horizontal translation. Remember, horizontal translation happens inside of the parentheses. So remember, when we want to move something to the right, the sign has to be negative. So we're going to say x minus 7, and the vertical translation will be at the end as a plus 5. And we can simplify this, and we'll get k of x is equal to x minus 2. And that is the answer for this one. Our last one wants a horizontal translation left 5 and a vertical translation up 2. So we're going to have our k of x again. K of x is equal to, and inside the parentheses we're going to have x plus 3. Remember, we have to switch the signs. And then plus 2 for the vertical translation. So simplified, we would get k of x is equal to x plus 3 plus 2, which is going to give us x plus 5. So that is our final answer for this one. So I hope everything made sense. If you have any questions, please make sure to drop them below in the comment section. If you like my videos, please like and subscribe. Also be sure to follow me on Facebook and on Instagram. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye!